Hi, I'm here tonight just to show you how I have modified some of my harmonicas to get that famous G note on the Canned Heat on the Road Again solo. Now the modification I do is straightforward, uses simple materials and is reversible. I mean, there are many other ways of doing it that you can find on various videos and etc. But many involve grinding away and permanent change to the harmonica. This I was involved in a project about 9 months ago, so I modified a harmonica, and I thought, oh, basically, instead of trying to modify the 6 reed, why not take the 7 reed and slow it down a bit? Because it's a G sharp, why not try and slow it down to a G? And so I did this by adding a little weight to the end. And as you can see, this is one of the harmonicas I modified at the time, and it now, I mean, this was done 9 months ago, and it's still fairly close. A little bit flat, but pretty good considering it's not been touched for 9 months. Here's another one I've done more recently. That's a special 20, and I've done it, even tried it on a Suzuki just to see if I had the same result. A bit sharper, that one, but those can all be brought back into touch. So I thought I'd just show you what I've done. Basically, you need to obviously take the tops off. I've got a Hohner Rocket here, slightly damaged, so it's got a damaged reed, but I'll do the 7 reed which wasn't damaged. As you can see, it's the 7 reed is currently G sharp, and what I use is you really need a couple of small bladed jeweler's screwdrivers, flat bladed probably, I found the easiest, a thin metal feeler gauge, or even possibly just a piece of stiff paper just to go under the blade. And this is how I did it originally, is you just take the reed, 7 reed, slide the paper underneath to provide some support, and then you need to take, quite frankly, this is blue tack. I suggest that if the harmonica is somewhat dirty and not being used, it might be worth just rubbing this gently with a piece of cotton bud with maybe a bit of methylated spirits or solvents, just to clean the surface, to make sure you can get a good sticky surface. So this is just common or garden blue tack, the sort of type of, reusable adhesive for putting posters on walls, that type of thing. So you need a minuscule amount of it. It is unbelievable how small you need it to be. But something, if I just lay that on there, get it warm so it have some tack on it. That's way too big, so I'm just going to trim that down. Now let me just put that onto the reed. I did have a piece just cut the right side, but it just pinged off as I picked up the piece of paper. So this is going from scratch. And when you apply it, just apply it very gently. Just make sure it's not overhanging the end. It needs to be towards the end. Smear it out, flatten it. Remove the paper. And then give it a blow. Or even a suck. I've blown there, so that's the wrong way. So I've obviously got a little bit hanging over the reed there. Reinsert the underneath. So that is way too much on there, as it's still giving me an F sharp. But it's obviously brought it down from a G sharp to an F sharp now. So this stuff is incredibly. Take it off. Still needs a bit more off. It is important to put the paper underneath on the piece of shim, just to give it a bit of protection. It's fiddly and it's a little bit time consuming, but the results. As you can see, it's now close to being on there. So I think with a little bit more fiddling around, sometimes even just moving it slightly, get a bit closer. Again, you can see that's getting closer and closer. I mean, it's probably going to take a good 10 minutes to get that to the exactly where you want it. But that's it. And obviously, after you've done the gig and you want to return your harmonica back to its normal place, you take the harmonica off, remove the blue tack, and it's back to G sharp. So if you want to convert your harmonica but not in a permanent way, you can obviously do this with a lot of the other notes. You can change them and do what you like with them and do all sorts of tunings to suit different situations. But it's reversible, and surprisingly, as shown on this one, I mean, I haven't touched that for 9 months and it's still pretty good and pretty close to the G. Good enough to get away with in most situations and jams. I mean, I'm not a professional harmonica player, I'm just a bit of an amateur, do a few jams and things and a little bit of banding. But hey ho, there you go. Good luck.